हेलो गाइस, एज यूजुअल वी आर लर्निंग द पॉलिटिकल साइंस. मेरा चैनल ही इसी के बारे में. सो इन दिस पॉलिटिकल साइंस वी आर लर्निंग द पॉलिटी. एंड टुडे इन दिस पॉलिटी का जो अपना कारवार शुरू है ना, वी आर अबाउट टू हैव द sermon on the article 22. As I told you earlier, there are certain fundamental rights in our constitution which according to the many people कि भाई इसको फंडामेंटल राइट्स क्यों बनाया गया. फॉर एग्जाम्पल देयर शुड बी नॉट अनटचेबिलिटी प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ अनटचेबिलिटी आर्टिकल 17. ठीक है. सो लॉट्स ऑफ पीपल थिंक दैट कि अनटचेबिलिटी जैसी चीज़ें जो कि होने को नहीं होना उसको फंडामेंटल राइट्स में क्यों रखा. नाउ the prohibition of traffic in human beings. Now everybody knows that कि one should not do the human trafficking. If you are doing the business of a humans, that buying and selling of a humans, it is utterly wrong. It is like a heinous crime. So one should not do that. But there are some traditions in our country which are really worse. Means you can't even imagine. So in order to remove that orthodoxy, that conservatism, that kind of tradition which are really inhuman, we have to bring certain kind of fundamental rights in our constitution. And it is one of them. Now prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. You might know that the case of what is the name of the father of Mika Singh? That तारारा वाला गाना जो है उसका नाम कैसे बोल रहा भाई, इतना लेजेंडरी सिंगर. ठीक है. तो उनको जेल हुआ था भाई ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग के बारे में. सो आई वांट टू गिव वन कॉन्टेक्स्ट. देवदासी. नाउ देवदासी इज अ ट्रेडिशन on the southern side of Maharashtra, in Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana. So what they used to do, if the women have certain kind of anomaly in their periods and certain things, then they used to sacrifice their daughters to the Devi, especially the Yalamma Devi. ठीक है. Now that for their whole life those women have to do the all kind of rituals for that Devi, for that deity. So from earlier itself, in order to have some people for the seva of that Devi, this is a tradition. But with the course of time, that tradition got rigid, and if you have certain kind of anomaly in the women's body, then those women used to be get segregated from the society, and their own family used to sacrifice those women for the sake of the deity. Now if we view this phenomena from the top view, it might be seen very divine thing, very sacred thing, and it is a sacred thing if oneself and with their whole concept, if they are giving their whole life for the service of the deity, it is a very pure divine spiritual thing. But in the garb of that sacred ritual now, what the elite or the rich people used to do, they used to take those women in their camp, in their houses. They used to make them work in their houses, the household domestic work, and after that they used to rape them. They used to take the advantage of those poor women. So this is the Devdasi tradition. So from where I am telling that, there is a book of Uttam Kamble called Devdasi. I am citing this information from that book. I am not telling from my own mind or I got some enlightened kind of thing. No, it is not like that. I am citing from that book. Okay. So because of these certain traditions, and in India we used to have a zamindari. In 1794, 1757, 1764, Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar, then Lord Cornwallis permanent settlement in 1794, I think. So he brought the permanent settlement system in our India. So what he used to do, he want tax, उसको तो प्रॉफिट होना ना भाई. So there were two systems, Rayatwari system and permanent settlement system. Means if you having the two bigger land, 2 एकड़ ज़मीन, 2 बीघा ज़मीन, जो द लॉन्ग स्टैंडिंग जो ट्रेडिशन है अपना बोलने का, 2 बीघा ज़मीन. सो इफ़ यू हैव 2 हेक्टर लैंड, नो मैटर वॉट योर yield is, if you have a surplus then keep by yourself, but if you have a drought, no means whatever the result, I want my certain tax. For example, if the tax is fixed for the 20% of your yield, if you have a drought, if you have surplus, whatever be the condition, I want my 20%, that is permanent settlement. Okay. And then there is a different system called Rayat Wari system. Rayat Wari system. So in that Rayat Wari system, if I am remembering correctly, if you have a profit, then your tax will also increase. If you have a loss, means if you have a drought or rain and whatever might be the condition, अगर बार जानवर ही आ जाते तो हमारे खेतों में, then you will have a loss. So in that system, you have to pay less tax. So these are the two systems for collecting taxes in our India those days. So this permanent settlement got prevailed, क्योंकि भाई सरकार को तो पैसा प्रॉफिट मिल ही रहा था ना. सरकार यूज टू एंजॉय दिस परमानेंट सेटलमेंट थिंग बाय द लॉर्ड कॉर्नवालिस. ठीक है. सो व्हाट जमींदार यूज टू डू, जमींदार यूज टू टेक सम पुअर पीपल फ्रॉम देयर विलेज, दे यूज टू मेक देम वर्क ऑन देयर एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड एंड ऑल. अब भाई ठाकुर लोग तो ऑलरेडी रईस है, उनको तो भाई हफ्ता मिल ही रहा, सरकार को 20% भेज रहे, पर अंदर से भी वो भी माल खा ही रहे. So they used to get richer and richer and richer. You might have witnessed ठाकुर्स, हम ठाकुर है, in our Bollywood movies, in lots of southern movies. There used to be elite people who used to have a big mansion, big palaces. Okay, they used to live in the big houses with all the servants and all. Now, if somebody is already rich, and as there was no vertical mobility in our society in that days, so what they used to do, if you have a child, then your child also used to work in that palaces only, in that mansion only, because nobody can have the vertical mobility. अगर सूर्यवंशम में अगर ठाकुर है, तो ठाकुर के घर कोई लड़का काम कर रहा है, तो उसका बच्चा भी वही काम करेगा, उसका भी बच्चा वही काम करेगा. Because as the caste system is so rigid, so you can't have the mobility, like, means things got changes after that. I know, because of the intervention of the Britishers, as they saw this kind of barbaric things in our society, things got changes. But zamindari system is so prevalent that they used to make, means पूरा hierarchy बन गया था कि आपका लड़का ही हमारे खेतों में काम करेगा. Your child will work, then your child, your whole family lineage will work on my agriculture field only. So after the independence, what our independent politicians did, that they changed this zamindari system. Means what they used to do, they used to make the forced labor, bonded labor. Means you are bond for your whole family tree is bonded to my work. मेरे घर का जो भी काम करेंगे ना भाई, you are bonded to me. So this is bonded labor. This is forced labors. Forced labors means I will not give you remuneration, I will not pay you enough, you had to work for me. You will work on domestic things, you will work on my office work, but I will not pay you. That is forced work. And then traffic in human beings, as I told you, means the prostitution. See, regarding the prostitution, prostitution is a very old business. One of the grandest, oldest and the most lucrative profit earning business. Now it may sound very derogatory as I am saying it, profitable, lucrative, but in today's generation, if you witness the OnlyFans, if you are seeing on everywhere on social media, they are getting money very fast. It's become a lucrative thing for them. In earlier days also, the lords of Mughal, their harems, जो उनका जनान खाना होता था वो बहुत बड़ा होता था. A king used to have lots of mistress in their court and mistress in their harem and all. तो वो क्या है भाई? अभी वो लीगल वर्ड्स में जनान खाना उसको हरम बोल रहे, बट व्हाट women are used to do there? they used to sell their bodies. So it's a very old business एकदम फ्रॉम दैट क्या बोलते हो उसको, जहाँ से वक्त शुरू हुआ ना वहाँ से अपन शुरू ऐसे बोल सकते हैं भाई. नाउ द वो जो सिस्टम जो है, देर माइट बी बार्टर सिस्टम, अभी पैसा आ गया. So the prostitution, but for the prostitution, if you are buying and selling a humans, then it is a very, means I am not justifying prostitution on the first place. Please be clear. And I am being clear here. I am not justifying. I am just telling you the evolution and how does it work. Now the what people used to do, if you watch that Alia Bhatt's movie Gangubai Kathiawadi, that she eloped with her lover, but her lover misguided her, mistreated her after being falling in love and all. Then he sell her to the जो भी वो प्रोस्टिट्यूशन का जो चलाती है घर वहाँ पे. ऐसे बहुत सारे किस्से कि प्यार में फुसला के, प्यार में एकदम इल्यूजन में डाल के भाई. And lots of these girls are coming from the northeast where there is a poverty. Sonagachi in the West Bengal, Kamatipura in Mumbai, or the Budwarpet in Pune. So these are the very big prostitution houses, and they are living in a very bad life, no sanitation, no hygiene and all, nothing. So they are selling their bodies for the sake of what? And once they are in that daldal, if they are in that वेरी क्या बोल सकते हैं अपन उसको, अगर वो दलदल में फंस गए तो भाई फिर से वहाँ से बाहर निकलना, इट्स ए वेरी टफ जॉब. सो इन ऑर्डर टू रिमूव ऑल दिस काइंड ऑफ evil things from our society, we inserted this article 22. By article 23, yaar, what the hell I am doing? This is article 23. I am really sorry guys, this is article 23. Means for the whole time, sorry guys, I am really sorry. So article 23, so we insert this article 23 for the sake of those poor guys, poor people, in order to lift them in our society. One who have the resources now, they should not do the injustice on the poor people. If you have the resources, then you have the a kind of different kind of power in your hands that you can mobilize, you can change the society, you can use your resources for the sake of the society. And I am damn, and I know if you are getting it ki if I have a money, now if I am paying lots of taxes, then I should use certain, and then I should have certain kind of privileges. भाई आपको privileges वैसे भी मिल रहे हैं. If your family members getting ill, then you will have the best beds and the best treatment in the hospitals. But the poor guys are not getting that. So if you have a money, and if your taxes are getting the welfare scheme and the uplift the whole society, then it is good only. Because if the whole society is getting uplifted now, then you can roam on the street without any tension. Nobody is gonna scratch or nobody gonna snatch your chains from your necks. If everyone is rich means if there is a good capita, if everyone is having a good source of income, then why will they do this certain kind of petty things on the roads? So it is very good thing that if you have resources now, and it is especially for my message, especially for the politicians, if you are having money, so design the policies in a such a way that everyone should get the benefit. But that benefit should not be in the form of the freebies, that we will give 1500s to the women only, we will have the subsidies on the thalis, we will give 5 rupees thalis. भाई इससे भी काम नहीं चलने वाला. You have to design a policies in a such a way that they should get the minimum amount of help from the government, that they can sort their basic needs. And if the basic needs is sought by the government now, then the man will do the other things, education, thinking how I can uplift my family. That Maslow's pyramids now, if your basic certain things, if your most secure, means if your the most basic things are sorted, then you will go upward, you will have the vertical mobility. So for the sake of all these things, the government introduced these fundamental rights in our society, in our constitution. So this is all about the prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. So there are certain laws which are very helpful, and you have to learn that laws. क्यों भाई? क्योंकि वो एग्ज़ाम में आएंगी इसलिए। तो वो लॉज कौन से है? फर्स्ट वन इज इमोरल ट्रैफिक प्रिवेंशन एक्ट of 1956. And as I told you about the bonded labor, जो पूरे ठाकुर की पूरे मैंने स्टोरी बताई, तो बॉन्डेड लेबर एबॉलिशन एक्ट 1976. Then the third one is the Contract Labor Act. My whiteboard is moving so much while I am writing. I don't know why it is. And the last one is Equal Remuneration Act. Now the guys from the urban cities na, they might have some kind of questions कि भाई ऐसा कहाँ पे हो रहा जमींदारी सिस्टम? Now the bonded labor system don't work in our country. Everyone is so aware of their rights and all. No guys, it is not like that. In our country now, in our country, there is a phenomena called time traveling. If you are from Mumbai, if you are living in a Mumbai, then you will be like, oh my god, especially South Bombay and that Central Bombay, the Prabhadevi Mahalakshmi wala area, where we are having the big skyscrapers and everything. If you go from there to Patna, and then from Patna if you go to the hinterland, the countryside of our Patna, then you will be like, oh my god, where I am. It's like traveling back to the 100 years earlier. 100 साल पीछे चले जाओगे भाई आप लोग, और देन यू विल रियलाइज कि भाई किस टाइप की पावर्टी स्टिल प्रिवेलेंट है इन आवर सोसाइटी. द अनफिल्टर्ड बाय समदिश भाई क्या शो करते वो. ही शोन अ वेरी मीन्स, मेरे पास शब्द नहीं भाई. एक वीडियो है उनका जहाँ पे वो पूछते कि 2 वक्त का खाना हो जाता है क्या, तो वो बोलते कि नहीं 2 वक्त का खाना भी नहीं होता. सो यू हैव टू वॉच दोज शोज. So this is all about the article 23. These are some of the articles which used to stop this kind of things, the trafficking in human beings to the forced labors. ठीक है, तो आप पूरा जान लो और मुझे सब्सक्राइब करो भाई. इसी टाइप का ज्ञान लेने के लिए, ज्ञान देने के लिए विद्यार्जन ज्ञानार्जन करेंगे और पठन चिंतन मनन करेंगे, सब करेंगे. सो प्लीज़ गाइस सब्सक्राइब करो. थैंक यू.